Hello, welcome to another episode of Priscilla Inspiration. Today I'll be talking about honor, and I'll be reading Genesis chapter 16 from verse 1 to 9 in Amplified Version. Now Sarah, Abraham's wife, had not borne him any children, and she had an Egyptian maid whose name was Hagar. So Sarah said to Abraham, "See here, the Lord has prevented me from bearing children. I am asking you to go into the bed of my maid so that she may bear you a child. Perhaps I will obtain children by her." And Abraham listened to Sarah and did as she said. After Abraham had lived in the land of Canaan 10 years, Abraham's wife Sarah took Hagar, the Egyptian maid, and gave her to her husband Abraham to be his secondary wife. He went into the bed of Hagar, and she conceived. And when she realized that she had conceived, she looked with contempt on her mistress, regarding Sarah as insignificant because of her infertility. Then Sarah said to Abraham, "May the responsibility for the wrong done to me by the arrogant behavior of Hagar be upon you. I gave my maid into your arms, and when she realized that she had conceived, I was despised and looked on with disrespect. May the Lord judge who has done right between you and me." But Abraham said to Sarah, "Look, your maid is entirely in your hands and subject to your authority. Do as you please with her." So Sarah treated her harshly and humiliated her, and Hagar fled from her. But the angel of the Lord found her by a spring of water in the wilderness on the road to Egypt by way of Shur. And he said, "Hagar, Sarah's maid, where did you come from and where are you going?" And she said, "I am running away from my mistress Sarah." The angel of the Lord said to her, "Go back to your mistress and submit humbly to her authority." Go back to your mistress and submit humbly to her authority. Many a times as humans, there is a tendency to get familiar with those we have access to. Just like Hagar, because she now has become her master's mistress, she started to look on Sarah with contempt. She started disrespecting her, and then what happened was that Sarah treated her harshly, and then she ran away, and the angel of the Lord told her to go back and submit to her. So honor is very, very important. No matter how familiar you get with people, especially with people who you know that you are not in the same level with these people, but because they like you, probably because of who you are, they decided to grant you access into their life. It's not a yardstick for you to start, disrespecting them. No matter how familiar you get, especially with people who you know are higher than you, never you disrespect them. Learn to honor people. It's very, very important. Don't just say, because they are vulnerable with you, you feel like you know better than them, or whatever it is that you feel like you have more than them, or you know more than them, you do better than them, doesn't give you the right to disrespect or dishonor them. Like Hagar, because her mistress couldn't conceive, so because she was able to conceive, then she started looking down on her mistress. And then by the time she ran away, the angel of the Lord told her, "You have to go back." So the fact that we have found favor with men we have found favor with people that ordinarily, if not for God, we won't even be close to them, doesn't mean you should, disrespect them. Yes, they can be vulnerable with you because of, the grace of God upon your life, or because of, what you can do. And so you feel like you are not familiar with them, and then you start disrespecting them. No, that is not the way. Learn to honor people. Learn to honor those that God has given you access to. Learn to honor them. You may even be age mate, but when you know that this person is higher than me in one way or the other, learn to honor people. Learn to honor people that God has given you access to. Learn to honor people that God has that you have found favor with. Learn to honor them. Never you look down on them. Never you disrespect them because you feel like you are not familiar with them. What dishonor causes is that when you dishonor people, you are actually closing doors that God has opened for you. There's nobody you dishonor that will want to favor you. It's not possible. So what Sarah did to Hagar was to favor her, but then she turned her back, and what Sarah started maltreating her. So, and then at the end of the day, Ishmael, Abraham, at the end of the day told them to go. So maybe it wouldn't have been like that if she had not disrespected her mistress. So learn to honor people. Honor those that God has granted you access to. Never you take that access for granted. Honor people. It's very important. Honor people. That is how you sustain favor with me. Honor people. Genuinely, sincerely honor people. Thank you very much for listening. God bless you.